Europe, despite being the second smallest continent in the world, attracts more than 50% of global tourists. In fact, 7 out of the top 10 most visited countries in the world are in Europe. The reason for this is evident as Europe offers a well-preserved cultural heritage, rich history, safety, and efficient infrastructure that makes traveling in Europe a breeze. Here are the top 25 places to visit in Europe. 25. Vienna, the former seat of the Habsburg Empire, boasts impressive imperial buildings and palaces that depict the wealth and power of its past rulers. Vienna is known as the city of music and has been home to famous residents like Mozart, Beethoven, and Schubert. 24. Stonehenge is a great English landmark that marvels people with its prehistoric construction, which began around 300 BC. The origin and purpose of Stonehenge remain a mystery, but it is believed to have associations with early astrology. 23. The Matterhorn, one of the highest mountains in Europe, stands at 14,692 feet and is popular with climbers. The mountain has 4 equally impressive faces, and during summers, about 150 people a day attempt to climb it. 22. The Plitvice Lakes in central Croatia, a national park with 16 interconnected lakes, attract over 1 million visitors every year. Visitors can enjoy the lush forests and waterfalls that cascade from one lake to another. 21. Budapest, the capital and largest city of Hungary, it has a rich history dating back to the 9th century. It was ruled by the Mongols and the Ottomans and is considered one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Budapest is home to several museums, churches, palaces, and the Hungarian Parliament building. One must-visit site in Budapest is the Museum of Fine Arts, which has a collection of over 100,000 works. 20. Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal, is situated on the Atlantic coast and the Tega River, making it an ideal location for explorers who sailed the world in the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries. The Bell Tower, a 16th century fortress on the north bank of the Tega, is a must-see, and for a great view of Old Lisbon, visit the St. George Castle, which was built on a hilltop by the Moors. 19. Gullfoss Waterfalls in southern Iceland, one of the country's top tourist attractions, are a spectacular sight to see. It is fed by a glacier, and the waterfalls start just after the old FSA River turns perpendicular and cascades down a 3-step staircase into a 115-foot deep canyon. 18. Athens, a city inhabited since the 5th century BC, is the birthplace of Western civilization and democracy. The Temple of Zeus, the Parthenon, and the Theater of Dionysus, where Sophocles' works were performed, are among the city's significant landmarks, especially around the Acropolis. 17. Coos Bay, located in southwestern Montenegro off the Adriatic, is a picturesque location enclosed by mountains, with quaint villages sandwiched between cliffs and stunning blue water. Many Orthodox and Christian churches spread among the villages, and several well-preserved medieval towns encircle the bay, making it a popular pilgrimage site. 16th. Moscow, Russia's capital, has been around for almost 900 years and offers many attractions to visitors. The Kremlin, a former fortress that now houses museums and the President of the Russian Federation, is a top landmark, and Lenin's tomb sits in the middle of Red Square, surrounded by many of the city's key attractions. St. Basil's Cathedral, now a museum, with its iconic onion domes, is on one side. 15. Venice is a destination for those who are looking for a romantic experience while cruising through the Grand Canal on a gondola, listening to Italian love songs sung by a gondolier. Venice is the city that Marco Polo left for his journey to China. To begin exploring Venice, head to San Marco Square, where the Doge's Palace, the seat of Venetian government, and St. Mark's Basilica, the main church in Venice with a breathtaking view from the tower, are located. Venice is also famous for its bridges that span the canals. 14. Monte Carlo is the place to go if you're looking for glamour and glitz. Monte Carlo is the main city in the tiny Principality of Monaco, known for fast car races and an elite casino. Take a stroll along the harbor to see the yachts that belong to the rich and famous. 13. The Alhambra in Granada, Andalusian province in southern Spain, is one of the great wonders of Spain. The Alhambra is an imposing palace fortress complex built on the ruins of a former Roman fortress that was taken over by Christian rulers. This is the site where Columbus got permission to discover the New World. The blending of architectural styles over the centuries is breathtaking, and the site is home to magnificent art and grand gardens. 12. Florence, which is credited with bringing Europe out of the Dark Ages through great artists like Michelangelo. The Uffizi Gallery and the Accademia house their works, including the original David Gelato. Take a stroll on the Ponte Vecchio, which spans the Arno River, to admire the over-the-top riches of the Medici family at the Pitti Palace. Marvel at the early engineering that created the Great Duomo. 11. London is the destination for history buffs. This city on the Thames is full of palaces, from Buckingham Palace to Hampton Court Palace. The Tower of London, which houses the crown jewels, is more of a prison than a palace. Don't forget to visit the magnificent food halls at Harrods and go shopping on Carnaby Street. The Tube is the most efficient way to get around London. 10. Neuschwanstein Castle in the Bavarian Alps looks like it stepped right out of a fairy tale. This 19th century castle was built as a retreat for King Ludwig II of Bavaria, who viewed it as a romanticization of the Middle Ages. The castle was constructed with brick and covered in rock, including the white limestone that is visible from afar. 9. Amsterdam is a lovely city characterized by winding canals lined with tall, narrow row houses. It is famous as the city wherein Frank wrote her most well-known diary, and a visit to her house is a must. Amsterdam is also a city of great art, with attractions such as the Rijksmuseum, home to European masterpieces, Rembrandt's house, and the modern Stedelijk Museum. For a break from sightseeing, visitors can tour and sample beer at the Heineken Brewery. 8. Prague is considered one of the best places to visit in Europe, despite its long history of war and destruction. The city's beautiful old town is worth more than a few hours of exploration, with many pedestrian zones that make walking around a delightful experience. Visitors can wander through Prague Castle, the Jewish Quarter, and over the Charles Bridge, while the new town's Wenceslas Square is a lively spot for nightlife and entertainment. 7. Istanbul, the largest city in Turkey, boasts a wealth of history, vibrant markets, and magnificent mosques. The city's key tourist draws include the Bosphorus, which divides Europe and Asia, the ecumenical Hagia Sophia, and the Topkapi Palace, dating back to the 15th century. Additionally, visitors can indulge in shopping at the Grand Bazaar, an iconic marketplace that has been in continuous operation since 1461. 6. Norway's Geirangerfjord. When the summer heat gets too much, visitors can head to this fjord, which is 9.3 miles long, has crystal blue waters fed by cascading waterfalls. A sightseeing trip on a car ferry through the fjord offers stunning views of villages on the shores and the Seven Sisters of Geiranger, named after a legend about 7 sisters being courted by a man. 5. Barcelona. Founded by the Romans, it is a bustling city on the Mediterranean Sea and the capital of Catalonia. The city is best known for the unusual buildings designed by architect Antoni Gaudí, including La Familia, a church that has been under construction since 1892. Visitors can also explore La Rambla, a popular pedestrian street in the central part of the city. 4. Dubrovnik is a small city with less than 43,000 people but is one of the most visited cities on the Mediterranean. This fortified city was once a major maritime power, commanding the 3rd largest navy in the Mediterranean. Visitors can wander the streets and come across sculptures of St. Blaise, the city's patron saint whose life is celebrated every February. 3. The island of Santorini in the Aegean Sea, visitors can relax on, which is considered a prime destination by top travel magazines. The island has picturesque villages, an active volcano, and stunning sunsets. Visitors can also visit Oia, a village perched atop a cliff, and sample wines such as the dessert wine Vin Santo, made sweeter and tastier because of the volcanic ash soil. 2. Paris, known for its rich history, culture, great food, and high fashion. Visitors can't miss landmarks such as the iconic Eiffel Tower, the Louvre with one of the greatest art collections in the world, and great churches including Sacred Heart and Notre Dame. For opulence, there's also Versailles with its famed Hall of Mirrors. 1. Rome is the #1 destination in Europe, thanks to its rich history, stunning architecture, world-renowned art, and vibrant culture. Visitors can explore ancient landmarks such as the Colosseum and the Roman Forum, enjoy delicious cuisine, and experience the real Italy by wandering through the narrow streets of Trastevere. Rome is also known for its art and cultural events, with famous art collections, music performances, theater productions, and film festivals throughout the year. The city has something for everyone, making it an unbeatable destination. Until next time, keep exploring beyond borders.